F the NFL. Yeah, totally. F the NFL. They're exploitive. They're anti-American. They're 1,000% woke. They barely even show the national anthem anymore. It's too touchy. And for entertainment, this Super Bowl, who do we have? Snoop Dogg and his friend Dr. Dre. Two guys who really love the slogan, F the police. Yeah, F the police. At this moment, these guys, one who helped coin the phrase, the other who sings it all the time, F the police. Now, first, congratulations to the Rams and to the Bengals. Good for you guys. But in the meantime, this whole display is disgusting, and it's beneath our country. They've ruined the game. They've ruined the game. I can't watch, not with Snoop Dogg and his boys doing their disgusting nonsense. Now, he's kind of gone mainstream. Sure, he hangs out with Martha Stewart and all that stuff, and maybe some have forgotten who this guy is, where he comes from, what he said in the past, and what his songs stand for. Violence, misogyny, there's really, really bad stuff in here. For instance, all you N-words out there, take your guns that you using to shoot each other and start shooting these blank, blank, blank MFing police. That'll impress a MFer like me. Okay, Snoop, gotcha. And here's more. Dipping through the city with a Glock in a Range Rover. If you sleeping, probably not with the same hoe. I won't continue, all right? You get the idea. These are horrible, horrible words. Next, just to give you an idea, and me a refresher. Oh, yes, of course. F the police. F the police. Dr. Dre made it famous. Snoop there covered it. This is somehow cool. This is somehow fun. This is somehow woke. Now, it's ludicrous that these guys, the whole country, the whole planet will be watching them and their friends perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. Quick reminder, less than a week ago, 2 cops were shot in New York City. Officer Rivera, just 22 years old. Officer Mora, we haven't even had his funeral yet, 27 years old. Did you see the funeral on Friday? This was amazing. And I think this was kind of a silent protest by all these officers who are fed up with the horrible language and treatment of them for years now. Years. But policing is not a money-making enterprise. So it's not that cool. It's not that culturally relevant in this sick moment. What is? Well, the NFL. They make a lot of money, and they're kind of untouchable in a way. Some of them. You get on their wrong side. I'm talking about a lot of the players. And also that rotten, rotten commissioner.
It has been a difficult time for our country, in particular, Black people in our country. First, my condolences to the families of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and all the families who have endured police brutality. We, the National Football League, condemn racism and the systematic oppression of Black people.
He simply didn't know what the hell he was talking about, all right? He's a football guy, and he's talking about systemic racism. Even the use of the phrase is troublesome. It really is. And at that vulnerable moment, he helped poison the waters. There was more.
We, the National Football League, believe Black lives matter. I personally protest with you and want to be part of the much-needed change in this country. Without Black players, there would be no National Football League. And the protests around the country are emblematic of the centuries of silence, inequality, and oppression of Black players, coaches, fans, and staff. We are listening. I am listening. And I will be reaching out to players who have raised their voices and others on how we can improve and go forward for a better and more united NFL family.
Wow, this is textbook virtue signaling. He will personally protest the centuries of silence directed at players, and it's kind of ridiculous. And if he really cared, and if he just didn't want to save his status, he wouldn't be inviting Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg to the Super Bowl. You know what they stand for? Weed and misogyny and anti-cop rhetoric and maybe anti-cop actions. But Roger Goodell and the NFL in general, I guess, they just want to appease the mob right now. And how do you do that? Maybe hold a couple of white guys out as examples, like that Coach Gruden from the Vegas Raiders. Remember that? They went through his emails and found out that he may have used an unfortunate word 10 years ago in an email about Roger Goodell, and they fire him? This is crazy stuff. They're about to have a couple of guys who love to say the N-word in public, on stage, for a living. Culture really isn't a bad place, and it trickles down. Everyday folks are picking up on all of these cues from pop performers like those guys and the woke mob, and some of them are just acting out. I think they've actually been encouraged to say and do things like this. This is a teacher, and these three people, ordinary people, all got themselves in big trouble. But you know what? In a weird way, they're going with the flow. One is a teacher from Brooklyn. And when you saw the big funeral the other day, all those cops, this guy thought, hey, ideal conditions for reciprocity. What he was getting at is somebody should take a car and drive through that great big crowd of police. Another woman was upset that she had to, I don't know, walk around the block. She was inconvenienced by the funeral, and then she said some horrible things about the deceased officer.
We do not need to shut down most of lower Manhattan because one cop died for probably doing his job incorrectly. They kill people who are under 22 every single day for no good reason, and we don't shut down the city for them.
She's wrong on every score, every count there. They don't shoot people every day. Actually, shooting civilians is a fairly rare occurrence. You can thank the mainstream woke media, politically motivated, who exaggerate it beyond all proportion. And then finally, this is possibly the most sinister and strange and illegal of everything you just seen.
Bro, but if I'd have known about that funeral, I would have that up, bro. All the way. 100%. I'd have that up, bro. I'm telling you. Yo, I came around that corner, no cops. Oh my goodness, son. I can't wait. I'm looking for the next cop funeral. I'm gonna it up, bro.
Now, I think this guy's reprehensible, and same goes for the other two. But they're taking the cues from media, from society. I can't put it all on them. They didn't invent this, okay? They've been just taking it all in, from the lyrics to the news, and this is what results. And that is hostility toward cops. And brings me back to the NFL. It doesn't have to be like this, okay? It doesn't have to be this crass and vulgar display. At one point, not that long ago, 1990, do you know what the theme of the Super Bowl was? Peanuts. Like Charlie Brown and Linus and Snoopy. It was their 40th anniversary in 1990. Look at how they entertained the world back then.
Wow, what a great birthday party.
Granted, the music was a little bit lame, but there's got to be a happy median, right? Something between this and Snoop Dogg. I mean, look at it. Now we had Snoopy. Now we have the depraved, perverted Snoopy. Shouldn't be like this. I hope the NFL will rethink their decision. Still time to make a change.